Welcome in, quick hitters. Welcome in, Goodymo short crew. NFL Week 1 is almost completed. Still got Monday Night Football, 49ers and the Jets. But before we get into all that, I'm pretty sure everybody known about the Tyreek Hill situation. On the way to the game, being pulled over, being detained. Now, my thing on it is you don't know what was said. Get into this article real quick, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. The union representing Miami-Dade police officers said in a statement Monday that Tyreek Hill was uncooperative and was only redirected to the ground while in handcuffs during his detainment before the Miami Dolphins game Sunday because he refused orders to sit. Before the Dolphins game yesterday, an incident occurred where Tyreek Hill was placed in handcuffs before being released. First, to be clear, at no time was he ever under arrest. He was briefly detained for officer safety after driving in a manner in which he was putting himself and others in great danger. Stedman Stahl, the president of the South Florida Police Benevolent Association, said in a statement that was shared on X by journalist Andy Slater. Upon being stopped, Mr. Hill was not immediately cooperative with the officers on the scene who, pursuant to policy and for their immediate safety, placed Mr. Hill in handcuffs. Mr. Hill, still uncooperative, refused to sit on the ground and was therefore redirected to the ground, Stahl added. Once the situation was sorted out within a few minutes, Mr. Hill was issued 2 traffic citations and was free to leave. Sources told ESPN's Jeff Darlington on Monday that Hill received citations for careless driving and a seatbelt violation. The Dolphins' Calais Campbell was also detained when he stopped on the scene to offer Hill support, but he did not receive a citation, sources told Darlington. On Sunday, the Miami-Dade Police Department released a statement from Director Stephanie V. Daniels, who initiated an immediate review of all details surrounding the incident. There, hours later, Daniels announced that one of the officers involved was placed on administrative duties while the investigation is conducted, said Stahl. While we wait for the investigation to run its course based on what we know, we stand with the actions of our officers but look forward to further open communication moving forward. While we are confident in the actions that led to the stop of Mr. Hill, as with any investigation, we will wait for all the facts to come out along with any explanation Mr. Hill may have for his actions that initiated this unfortunate incident. Hill played in the Dolphins' 20-17 victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars and had a game-high 130 yards and scored an 80-yard touchdown, the longest of his career. After the play, Hill celebrated by placing his hands behind his back while teammate Jalen Waddle detained him. Oh, man. Following the game, Hill said he didn't know why the situation escalated the way it did. He said he had no idea why officers placed him in handcuffs and said he was not disrespectful and did not use profanity towards the officers. Right now, I'm still trying to put it all together. I still don't know what happened, he said after the game, but I do want to use this platform to say, what if I wasn't Tyreek Hill? Worst case scenario, you know. Everybody has bad apples in every situation, but I want to be able to use this platform to figure out a way to flip this and make it a positive on my end and Miami-Dade and do something positive for the community. It's hard. I don't want to bring race into it, but sometimes it gets kind of iffy.
Excuse me, boss. You have a text message.
But sometimes it gets kind of iffy when you do. What if I wasn't Tyreek Hill? Lord knows what those guys would have done. I just wanted to make sure I was doing what my uncle always told me to do whenever you're in a situation like that. Put your hands on the steering wheel and just listen. The NFL Players Association is monitoring Sunday incident, and source told ESPN Marcel Louis-Jacques on Monday. On Sunday, NFL spokesperson Brian McCarthy said the league has been in contact with the Dolphins but declined further comment. My thing is, okay, say he was speeding. I don't want to say reckless driving, but speeding, putting other people in danger. Okay, he gets pulled over, you give him a citation, he goes on about his business. My thing is, we don't have no audio. At least I don't know any of it. that came out. Maybe it did. Maybe it is why I'm making this video. But as of right now, I haven't heard any audio. Until we hear some audio of him being disrespectful to the officers, not complying, being uncooperative, this is a bad situation. Should have never happened. Like I say, he should have stayed in his car, got written citations, and then left. But being taken out face down on the ground by mouthing off to him, not being cooperative, and if he was doing that, then yeah, they will get him out of the car. They'll put him face down, depending on what he said. We don't know that. But it was a bad situation. Things like this seem to always come up. The situation with Terrell Davis we covered weeks ago on the American Airlines. Almost the same situation. This almost seems similar to me in some way, but he was speeding. He was in violation, and he got a citation for it, which he should if he was speeding. But all the extra stuff, getting him out of the car, putting him on the ground, forcing him to the ground is what they said because he wouldn't comply. Now that's a whole different story. Until we hear audio of him any way of disrespecting the officers, not doing what they say for us, commanding him to get out of the car, sit down on the curb, whatever the case may be, if he's giving them a hard time. And you can see them doing this to some degree. But putting a man in handcuffs, putting him flat down on the ground, I mean, in Miami, Florida, did they even know who this guy was? Whether it matters or not, could have been a different situation. Did they know he played for the Miami Dolphins? Never know. Looked like he was kind of an average Joe there, wasn't dressed in nothing flashy. And they could have just thought he was just a regular guy running around there violating the speed limit and just driving recklessly, and said, hey, let's pull this guy over and start mouthing off. They didn't like it. Could have went just like that. But till we hear audio, all this doesn't mean anything. It's just he say, she say, and we're going to find out. Because some people do feel like they're entitled. You know, sometimes when these famous people get pulled over, they got a lot of money. Officers, they're very disrespectful towards them. They're not going to do anything of their commands, and they're just going to give them a hard time. Was this situation just like that? We don't know. Till we get the audio, still going to be up in the air. So, bad situation, like I said before. Don't want to see Tyreek Hill being pulled over, being placed on the ground, especially on game day Sunday. Thing could have got spiraled completely out of control. Lucky he had his teammates there, and the situation got a little de-escalated, so to speak. So yeah, I just wanted to highlight that. I thought that was a situation that could have been prevented. It should have been something that was real quick. You know, pulled over, you've been speeding, get this ticket, go on about your way. But being pulled out, in cuffs, on the ground, seems like a little more happened. Don't know if he said the wrong thing. We don't know. But to further information, that's all we got. So, NFL Sunday. Let's get into the Texans real quick. Great first win. And I say great because it really wasn't pretty. But anytime you can get a win, it's great in my book. Another outstanding game by C.J. Stroud. And the Texans finally had some running. A running game. Joe Mixon running out of his mind, sealing a deal for the Texans. 59 yards. That's something we can get used to. But too close to comfort throughout that game. You know, you want a bigger lead. You want to ease the mind a little bit. It was a little pressure packed. But when you come through in the clutch and can bring out games like that, when it's ugly and it's gritty and you're trying to find a way, and when you didn't play at your best, could have tightened up a few things. Not Diggs going completely off with 100, 200 yards. You know, Woody had 2 touchdowns. Tank Dell didn't just have an outstanding game. It was just one of those team wins where you just find a way to win the ball game, and they did that against a divisional rival on the road. Hey, 1-0. 1-0. You got to take it. And now you're going to prime time. Sunday Night Football, can't wait on that against the Bears. They're going to put that up on the bulletin board. 2 young quarterbacks, especially Caleb Williams. Oh, yeah, stakes going to be high in that one. 2 young quarterbacks, 1-0. Somebody has to leave with a loss. Let's take a quick peek at the stat sheet. Okay, I have it here. I don't think I'm going to show it to y'all or anything. I don't think y'all really need to see it. But C.J. Stroud, once again, an outstanding game. 24 for 32 for 234 yards. 2 touchdown passes. 73.9 QBR. So C.J. Stroud just showed the usual. People waiting on a sophomore slump, so to speak. I don't think that'll come with this guy. He's got a good team around him. Yeah, he can go out and win a game by himself, but he really don't have to do that. He don't have to have all these attempts. 24 for 32 is perfect for C.J. Stroud. Instead of 58, 69 passing attempts, this team is built around and they're balanced. He shouldn't have to go out there game in, game out trying to win it on his arm. So you can keep him around that area, 24 for 32, which is outstanding. This team is balanced. They'll win a lot of ball games. But look at Joe Mixon. 30 carries for 159 yards. When the last time we've seen this? 5.3 on average, and he got him a touchdown. 13 was his long. Joe Mixon is the savior. Glad he's here in Houston. That is some tough running. We knew this guy was good when you've seen him with the Bengals throughout his career. Guy can run the football. And if we can have some kind of running game like this every game, I'm not expecting him to get over 100 yards every game. But if he can be serviceable, which I know he will be, and catching it out of the backfield, mixing things up, man, this offense, I mean, it's one of the best offenses in the league. You can't stop them when they're on their game. And then you got the nasty defense to go with it. Like I said, we talked about all of that. Big things from Houston, of course. But Joe Mixon, congratulations. Great job. Hope you continue to run like this throughout the season. Tank Dell, 2 carries, 19 yards. Got him running a little bit. Dameon Pierce, he got him a few carries. Nico Collins, the big money man. Guy they invested in. He stepped up. Each year he's getting better. You reward him with a contract, and he comes in the game and he shows you what he's worth. 6 catches, 117 yards, almost 20 on average. No touchdowns, but he had 8 targets. 8 targets and 6 catches. Not a bad ratio, especially when you get over 100 yards for a wide receiver. Big production by him. You got Tank Dell underneath him with 3 catches for 40 yards. 13.3 on average, no touchdowns by him, but he was targeted 7 times. So it wasn't a big game by Tank Dell. He just filled in. And I think you're going to see a lot of that week in, week out. You're going to have different stars step up, just like Stephon Diggs here. 6 catches for 33 yards. He didn't have 100 yards receiving. So I think they're going to rotate who gets the 100 yards, just depending on the defense, who's open, situational football. And maybe one game you get 2 or 3 of them over 100 if it's that type of game. But you just pick your poison with these guys. You just pick your poison. Joe Mixon, he had 3 catches for 19 yards. Small sample size, nothing big, but he's the type of guy that can easily get 70, 80 yards receiving if it calls for that in that game. And of course, Stephon Diggs, even though he had low yardage on receiving, he did get 2 touchdowns. So anytime he put points on the board, it's very valued. It's very valued. But what I like and what was important about that game, Stephon Diggs, I know it's early. The season is early. But for him to have 6 catches, 33 yards, and be happy with it, smiling, dancing, celebrating with his teammates, with him not being the focal point and the guy who's shining up front as the number 1 receiver, and being okay with that this early, I think is a good sign. Team unity, and it's about winning ball games, and he's bought in on that. I know it's only 1 game, but he continues this throughout the season. All we want to do is stack wins. Don't worry about the stat sheet and how your career stats and touchdowns and all that. Don't worry about all of that stuff, just getting wins. I think he'll stay in a good headspace. Dalton Schultz, okay, that one kind of summarized it up for the wide receivers. Henry 2020, 7 tackles, 3 solo by him. Azeez Al-Shaair, he had 5 and 2 solo. Stingley Jr., 4 tackles, 4 solo. Okay, not no real big double digit in tackles, but those 3 guys stood out. Anthony Richardson for the Colts. 9 for 19, 212 yards, 11.2 on average, 2 touchdown passes. He had a pick. 87.7 on the QBR. Man, 9 for 19. And he probably gonna have to be 25 attempts around there. That's pretty good for him. He's really not that accurate. He does struggle on some route concepts and diagnosing the defense. He's real strong, big guy, can use his legs. But I think you keep him low on attempts is going to help him out as a young quarterback. And he's going to be good, no doubt about it. I don't know if he'll be a late bloomer, but he can, like I said, he can make some throws, but he does have problems passing the ball. Like I say, diagnosing the defense. But he stay head fast and keep working on his game. He's going to be great. He rushed for 56 yards on 6 carries and got a touchdown by that. Jonathan Taylor, he was 16 carries for 48 yards. So he didn't produce too much. He didn't even go to the halfway mark. Actually, Richardson outran him. Alec Pierce, 3 receptions for 125 yards. Him catching those big, long bombs. If you're the Texans, you want to limit that as much as you can going in each week. You don't want to give up big magnitude of plays like that. Sometimes it's out of your control. Sometimes they catch you on surprise, but you want to limit that because when you play these more top-tier teams, you don't want to give up the back end. Not like that. And he had 3 targets and 3 catches. So everything that came to him, he put it down. Small sample size, but big in yardage. 41.7 on average. So really a small sample from the Colts for the receiving. That was the only guy that got over 100 yards. Everybody else, 1 catch, 4 catch. But, you know, nothing that shoots off on the charts. Now when you go to the defensive side of the ball, they had some guys playing huge, big. Nick Cross, 14 tackles, 8 solo. He was everywhere. Julian Blackman, 13 tackles, 10 solo. E.J. Speed, 10 tackles, 8 solo. Jalen Jones, 9 tackles, 7 solo. Look at these guys. Zaire Franklin, 8 tackles, 4 solo. Juju Brents, 7 tackles, 3. I mean, all the way down. They was just out all over the field. All over the field making plays. 29-27, Texans win. Like I say, it was a head scratcher at first because, you know, you didn't know which way it was going to go. So you was a little nervous and you knew you wanted the Texans. If you're a Texans fan, you wanted the Texans to win the first game on the road. If you're a Colts fan, you're a little frustrated. You feel like this was in your grasp and you could have got it being so close. Just one play here or there you make. You could be on the opposite side of it. But indeed, the Texans get that first win. Like I said, it wasn't pretty. You wanted a whole lot of receiving, whole lot of passing yards. You wanted to blow a team out in that kind of fashion. It probably wasn't your type of game. But to gut it out, make the plays when you needed to make the plays, win it on your running game. That's the key, winning it on your running game. Takes the pressure off of C.J. Stroud where he don't have to go into every game feeling he has to make all the plays. So that's huge having Joe Mixon on this team. It's been a while. Arian Foster. It's been a while. Can he be better than Arian Foster? Of course he can. There's a hell of a better running back than Arian Foster. He stays upright. He's running real strong. He's shifty. He knows how to get those tough yards. And you get him out in space, he'll burn off and leave you too. He'll burn off and leave you. So good to get the first win for the Houston Texans, 29-27 over the Colts. Prime time next week, Sunday Night Football against the Bears. And expect this team to be on prime time moving forward a lot. With the talent they got, the cachet, the superstar quarterback. Diggs over there now. You got all these superstars on defense, changing the jerseys, looking fashionable, looking ready. Got the head coach to run these men. Oh yeah, big things, no doubt about it. So we're gonna look at the scoreboard real quick. I don't want to keep y'all too long on this Making It Monday. A lot of things going on. Busy day actually. But the scoreboard, we're gonna check it out real quick. Ravens and Chiefs, Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football. And I know what everybody's thinking, but all the heat I've been getting about this Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson situation. And I've said it didn't matter who won this game. Doesn't mean the other quarterback is better than the other, right? And I meant that. But watching this game, you can see my points. The people who are so heavy on Patrick Mahomes saying, oh, he just got this great team around him. He don't be winning these ball games, and a lot of them. Y'all are crazy. Sometimes people want to say, well, it's a team game. It's a team game. But then when Patrick Mahomes' the team win, they'll say, well, his team carried him. Patrick Mahomes played terrible. His team bailed him out. I'm like, man, you can't win. You can't win. They just hate Patrick Mahomes that much. Don't make any sense. But I will tell you this. Y'all see what I was talking about with Lamar Jackson. It's in black and white. The reason why I make those statements, I told you when it counts the most, he can't make plays like this. This is the first game of the week. The ball is on his court. He has a chance to tie the game. Or better yet, throughout the game, go ahead and win the game. But it just seems like something around Lamar Jackson just keeps on happening. Outstanding player. I told you I don't hate Lamar Jackson. I'm a fan. I like Lamar Jackson. But I'm just stating the obvious. He has problems on meaningful games, sealing the deal. Playoffs or regular season, when a big moment comes up, like when he got sacked in a pocket or strip, fumble. Don't you know he got a history of that seasons ago? Fumbling in a pocket, getting hit, a ball stripped out in crucial moments, games being lost, sealed the deal. Now you got a winning drive, and he missed two guys wide open in the end zone. Now tell me this. Patrick Mahomes on a winning drive. Do you think Patrick Mahomes is going to miss a wide open receiver in the end zone? Think about that for a minute. These things keep on happening to Lamar Jackson. Wide open. And he's a hell of a passer. He can run. We know all of these great things. But it seemed like he just sped himself up, got ahead of himself, got too excited for the moment, ended up just flinging the ball off target. Got wide open. Then he has another play after that to send into overtime against the clock. Guy catches the ball in the back of the end zone, looks good live, but his toe ended up being on the white stripe. Y'all think these things are just a coincidence. No, man, when this stuff started happening over and over again in crucial moments, like I told y'all with Patrick Mahomes, all this luck stuff everybody think he does, these throws, when he's almost down, all these little trick plays, why I call him Magician Mahomes. When it happens time and time over again, hey, man, you just that man. You just that guy. You know how to make plays in those situations. You're magical. But Lamar Jackson, he seems to not complete those plays. And you can tell the frustration on his face, even at the press conference. Frustration. What the reporter asked him, he said, so is Kansas City your kryptonite? Because I don't know if he made that reference before last season. He got a little frustrated by that. He was like, no, they ain't my kryptonite. Kansas City ain't my kryptonite. You know what I mean? He was frustrated. But it's starting to seem like that. What is it, like 1-6, 1-5 against Kansas City, including the playoffs? They're owning him. They're his daddy right now. Just like daddy. Just like daddy, come on. They're his daddy. So I don't just be saying these things, man. I don't. Like I said, I be wishing the best for the guy. I do. But these moments keep on happening. And people want to come in the comment section and say all this crazy stuff. Lamar Jackson, all world. He's the best quarterback in the league. He's the best athlete in the league. None of that means anything. Week 1. Seeing it firsthand. It's early. He has time to turn it around, of course. But those are the moments that I be talking about. So you know I had to come here and put that out there. Because sometimes you get tired of hearing about it. So yes, the Ravens fell to the Chiefs 20-27 on Sunday Night Football. He just have to find a way. Like I said, it's just the first game of the season. They can turn this thing completely around. But it don't mean that Patrick Mahomes is better than him. It just means Patrick Mahomes better than all of them. Until they knock him out. That game didn't prove anything. We already know what we know. Until the late Denny Green, Patrick Mahomes is who we thought he was.
But they are who we thought they were.
So that week 1 don't prove anything that what we already knew. Unless you're just a hater and you just want to say Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson. Well, you keep on Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson and find a way to flop in the playoffs.
Oh, that's not good.
Packers and Eagles. Man, the start of that game, I was a little concerned. And it mostly had to do with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, man. Luckily, he made some key plays down the stretch to seal the deal, some key throws, key runs. But I was concerned with him. Like I said, there's a lot of pressure on the guy and this team all the way through. I'm just glad he found a way. But I am still a little bit concerned about Jalen Hurts moving forward. The guy need to be in the right headspace. I don't know what's going on. To me, he holds on to the ball too long. Kind of like Shadur Sanders for Colorado. Kind of like, in times, Lamar Jackson. Sometimes you can just wait and wait for a big play and it just never comes, and that's when you have the strip sack. That's when you end up running for your life and then getting sacked or ran out of bounds with no yardage or thrown across your chest like Jalen Hurts did, getting the ball picked off. Because not only the fumble, you threw the interception. Yeah, I was concerned because he was doing things you don't supposed to do. Throwing across your chest, scrambling into nowhere land to like, what did you see? What did you see? And luckily this Eagles defense that looks like it's getting back to the old defense that we had for decades, especially under Jimmy Johnson. Well, it'll never get back to Jimmy Johnson, but you get my drift. Jimmy Johnson's defense. The Eagles won games off of their defense back then. Offense didn't have to do too much of anything. That defense was scoring touchdowns. That defense was committing 3 and outs after 3 and out after 3 and out, turning over the football. I don't know if defenses can get back to that. I don't think we'll ever see it again. Everything's tailored to the offense. All the penalties. You can't rough them up too much. I can understand that. It fills up the stands. People want to see exciting plays. People want that scoreboard ran up. And to be honest with you, this kickoff rule that they implemented now, this new, it caters to scoring points. Because it don't matter where you kick the ball, it seems like you're getting a boost to the 30-yard line, to the 40-yard line, or an opportunity to run it all the way back for a touchdown because you can't move until the guy actually catches the ball and run, and you're not getting a full head of steam to get into your block to pancake somebody or at least dislodge them to create an opportunity to get to the runner quickly. Now it's kind of just stand there, you're flat-footed. By the time you try to go and run, guy done zip right past you. He done hit a key hole and he's gone. He's gone. So it's catered for points now. And defenses are being handicapped. You have to play perfect defense to stop these dynamic offenses in the NFL these days. No doubt about it. So when you have a great defense or you actually stopping a team, you've earned that. You commit a 3 and out, you've earned it. You get an interception, you earned it. They mean a whole lot the way these rules are catered. So yeah, man, it's outstanding. Do I like it? Nah. It depends, man. Like I say, you want to keep the product on the field. You had to turn that nasty game, that violent game over some way to keep people healthy and on the field. I understand that. So it's kind of, it helps and it hurts at the same time. Jaguars and Dolphins. 20-17. Dolphins beat the Jaguars. Dolphins were at home. Tyreek Hill situation, we already covered that, but he had a big touchdown play. The celebration was a little on time, I guess you could say. But yeah, crazy stuff, man. But the Jaguars as well, even though they're in the Texas division, I have to keep saying that. Because anybody in the Eagles division, Texans division, I have to look at them with a side eye just a little bit. But they're a good team. They'll find their way. Cardinals and Bills. The Cardinals fall to the Bills 34-28. Josh Allen, you got you one. I see. You got you one. I guess we could say you got that little semi-monkey off your back. Stephon Diggs is no longer with you. It's good to see you get a win. You have to stack plenty more of them. Cardinals. Did I pick the Cardinals this week? I'm trying to think. Probably did. I probably did. So if I did, then of course I dropped that one. Dropped that one badly. But it's okay, as long as I still above that 500. Titans and Bears. At first, it seemed like the Titans was going to win that game. But the Bears found something. I think what they got on special teams. Did they get a punt blocked? Or it was something like that. But they was able to turn the game around and ended up winning it 24-17. But the Titans were surprising me. I wasn't expecting too much from the Titans, but it looked like they was trying to pull that game out. And Patriots and Bengals, that's the one that shocked me. These Patriots look like they're going to be a lot better than not only I thought, but we thought. I know nobody came in this season saying the Patriots. If you did, then you're a fan of the Patriots, right? But yeah, I was a little shocked by that one. But Bengals, man, 10 points? Patriots D that good? To win at 16-10? Are they that good? I guess so. Then the Texans and the Colts, 29-27. Game we spotlighted today. Divisional game. Glad they got it. Moving on. But I have to go back and look at the Texans schedule. See how it's lined up again. Because the Colts, that was going to be a tough one. You got that one. Now the Bears. The Bears is a game you should win, of course. Even though new quarterback, young guy, talented. but Texans are more far advanced than the Bears, and they're more on a mission than they are. So I'm expecting them to win that game as well. Panthers and Saints. Oh my goodness, Panthers and Saints. You're gonna have a beating this early in the season? 47-10. The Saints put it on the Panthers. I don't know what's going on. I say I wasn't picking them that much this year, the Saints, and then you go out there and you smack people around like that. Y'all are sending a message. 47. Panthers, Bryce Young. Right now, it's not looking too good. He's not looking too good. I know it's week one, but even going to last year, it wasn't like he was so dynamic. He was just making plays and plays. He had a few questions around him last season. He's still young. He got time to turn it around, but you should be concerned a little bit if you're a Panthers fan. You want to get him in the right headspace, and you don't want to ruin this guy either. So they really need to sit down and really think what they are doing. The Panthers. Are you protecting this guy enough? Are you calling the right plays to get him in rhythm? Give him quick plays. Not have him standing out there like a duck. Because if you're going to get him battered and bruised, he got to run for his life. He got to make all these sporadic plays and getting them picked off. If he has to do that, you might as well sit him down. Put somebody else in there. Build his confidence back up. Because you don't want to ruin this guy. You don't want to ruin him. Vikings and Giants. Now, Daniel Jones, he is who we thought he was, ain't he?
But they are who we thought they were.
Oh, poor Daniel Jones, man. He just can't get out of that funk. They're going to have to turn the page on this guy. They're going to have to turn the page on him. And I know it's week one, but you got to understand, last season we were seeing this stuff. It ain't like we just seen it this week one. No, this goes back to last season we're watching this. Coming into this season, you should have all this figured out. Daniel Jones don't have it figured out right now. He's struggling. And the Giants, it's a possibility they could be either one of or the worst team in the league. Unfortunate. They fall to the Vikings 28-6. Raiders and Chargers. Chargers pulled that one out 22-10. Oh, Harbaugh got his first win. I think I got that one right. I didn't get to see any of this game. Just what's on the ticker and things like that. Matter of fact, let me see something real quick. I don't think I heard anything about Devontae Adams. Did Devontae Adams have a good game? Great game. How many balls did he catch? Devontae Adams, 5 catches for 59 yards. Not his best at all. No touchdowns. Yeah, when you look at this, you can see how the Raiders lost this game. Not even a 50-yard rusher. Not even a 100-yard receiver. Gardner Minshew, 25 for 33, 257 yards, almost 8 on average. He threw a pick and he got a touchdown as well, but serviceable, I guess you could say, if that's serviceable. But not enough to win a ball game, especially when you're not getting production anywhere else. But you look on the other side, the Chargers, Justin Herbert, 17 for 26. See, that's that sweet spot, 17 for 26. 144 yards, 5.5 on average, a touchdown, no picks. Just balance the game. He didn't sling the ball all over the field. And why he didn't sling the ball all over the field? Because you got somebody like J.K. Dobbins who had 10 carries for 135 yards, 13.5 on average, 1 touchdown, and 61 was his long. Cousin Gus, he came in for 11 carries, 26 yards, a little small sample size to basically nothing. But 135 yards is 135 yards. All right? Then the receiving, distasteful, but similar to the Raiders. They just made more plays. That's all it was. A little more consistent than the Raiders were. Yeah. Nothing just steps out. Max Crosby had 5 tackles and 2 solo. You expect more from him as well. Joey Bosa, 7 tackles, 6 solo. Khalil Mack, 3 tackles and 1 solo. Now that's real low production for Khalil Mack. That's more like a junior Mack with just pickles and ketchup. That's it. Plain Jane as it goes. But nevertheless, 22-10, Chargers pulled it out. Broncos and Seahawks. Seahawks pulled it out 26-20. I went the Seahawks on that one, I believe. I went with the Seahawks. Broncos, of course, this game here, followed on the ticker. That's about it. But a lot of these games, obviously, I couldn't watch live. So I'm just going over the scoreboard. Something that reminds me maybe even of a play or anything, I'll address it. But you can't watch all these games at one time, especially when you got other things going on for sure. But we still cover it. We still go over it. Anything I miss, be delighted. Let me know. Cowboys and Browns. I gotta admit, when I was looking at this game, I was like, man, this happens every year. These Cowboys come out of the gate, man, they just look so good. They'll dwindle in the end, but in the beginning, they look so good. But I will say this, and congratulations. I do a round of applause for Dak Prescott. The man got his extension, got his money, and outstanding amount of money. 231 guaranteed off of 240. 80 million signing bonus is what I'm hearing. Wow. Unbelievable. Jerry Jones playing possum this whole time. I bet he was just sitting back in the executive office with his sons and them just saying, you know what we're going to do? We're going to hold him out all the way to the breaking point. We're going to act like we're not even trying to sign him to anything. We're possibly going to get rid of him. We want people to think we're going in a total different direction. And then we're going to sneak up and we're going to surprise Dak Prescott. Yeah, he said we're going to the deadline. We're going to wait until the kickoff is about to happen. Well, the guy's teeing it up, twisting that ball, getting ready to kick it off. Then we're going to play the phone call. We're going to say, hey, Dak, yeah, we're going to go ahead and sign you a deal for $240 million. What do you think about it? Dak almost pissed in his pants. He was excited. But the key thing he said, that he wasn't worried about the money. He's worried about producing, giving them the product on the field. See a stand-up guy or what? Or he's just pulling out legs. Probably dancing his ass off with his family, right? At the bank. But congratulations to Dak Prescott. I really am. I'm really excited to see him get his money, man. The man been through hell. Do you hear me? And he's been serviceable. He's played big games. And he's come through. He's came up short too. But hey, the guy has played his best he can play. And he possibly is the best quarterback for them right now. They don't have no other options. He's been under the system for too long. He knows the system. Knows the players. Everybody feels good about him. Moving forward with Dak Prescott, I don't see no wrong in that. Dak knows he has to perform. Now that he's got this money, it's like more pressure on him. He feel obligated to make something happen. And you got to trust in that. And believe he's going to do just that. Get a Super Bowl in Dallas before his tenure is over. And before Jerry Jones kicked the bucket, of course. I'm pretty sure he would want to see it. So, yes, Dak Prescott, congratulations, man. Glad you got your money. I think this is the best deal for him, for the Dallas Cowboys. There's nobody else out there. The way it's going now, you can't just plug somebody in and just, he just catches it like that and just get camaraderie with this team and they just run with it. No. Get the guy who's been there, who put in blood, sweat, and tears, never missed, always on time. It may be plain vanilla, but hey, you know what you're getting with plain vanilla. You can add some sprinkles with it, some Oreos, whatever, brownie pieces, whatever you can add with it to make it better, like a CeeDee Lamb, a Parsons. Putting these little pieces around it, making it taste good. Hey, he can turn to the ultimate maybe. I'm not rooting for him to win a Super Bowl, of course. They're in the wrong division. But you have to applaud the man getting his money. And what we always say, pay the man.
Yeah. Hold on. Shut down. Let's up on this. Give me the money. Done talking. Give me the money. Yeah, my dog barking. Give me the money. Done talking. Give me the money. Give me the money. Hey, I check it's fine. 1S, 2 lines, that is the dollar sign. Hey, I check it's fine. 1S, 2 lines, that is the dollar sign.
So, got the money. Good for Dak. CD got his money. Only thing left now is something shiny that you can put up on the shelf. And hopefully that's postponed for a long time. Because it's some birds flocking around. And they've been due to. For the past 2-3 seasons, they've been due. Time to get back. Okay? Time to get back. Commanders and Buccaneers. 37-20, Buccaneers beat the Commanders. I think I might have gotten that one wrong, but I tell you what, I've seen some highlights on this Commanders and Buccaneers, and I'm looking at the Bucs, and I'm like, y'all act like y'all trying to win a Super Bowl in week 1. Who thought the Bucs was going to come in like this season, this early? Huh? With Mayfield. Baker Mayfield at quarterback. Did anybody believe this besides Bucs fans? Did anybody see this coming? 37-point output against the Commanders. They might stink it up next week. We don't know. But right now, they're looking good. I didn't expect this. But always in week 1, when you put these predictions and stuff out there and see who you're rolling with, after week 1, you kind of get a grasp of how teams plan, what all of them really got, and then you can adjust and move accordingly. Because depending on who the Bucs are playing next week, you never know. I might pick them. Just because what I've seen on week 1. It's possible. Because let's say they're playing the Cardinals next or something like that. I might be like, might go with those Bucs. Might. And of course, Sunday Night Football with the Rams and Lions. That one almost turned a different way. Lions came out of the gate. You had the Rams. They kind of seemed like they was patty-footing around a little bit. They picked it up. You got the Cooper Kupp having an outstanding game. They picked that play up. Stafford started throwing darts around. Made an interesting game. And I thought the Rams are actually going to come back, so to speak, in this game and win it. But Detroit said, oh no. And Jared Goff made some outstanding throws to seal the deal. They placed that with a pretty good running game. Matter of fact, I want to pull that up as well, too. I didn't have a chance to look at that box score. So let's take a peek at it. Okay, right there, Matthew Stafford, 34 for 49. See, Matthew Stafford, guys like him, they can sling that ball around. No problem. He can win it with his arm. He's that type of quarterback. 34 for 49. 317 yards, 6.5 on average, a touchdown and a pick for Matthew Stafford. Came up short with a pretty good outstanding game by him, throwing the ball in clutch situations. Kyron Williams, 18 carries, 50 piece. Ronnie Rivers, he had help him out just a little bit with 2 carries, 16 yards. Cooper Kupp, though. Look at Cooper Kupp. 14 catches for 110 yards. 7.9 on average. He got a touchdown. 21 targets. 21 targets. Think about that. 21 targets. They know who the man is, don't they? They know who the man is. Tyler Johnson got 5 catches for 79 yards. Yeah. It was an exciting game for Sunday night. Really was. Let's go check out Detroit on this end. Jared Goff, 18 for 28. Balanced attack. 217 yards, 7.8 on average, a touchdown and a pick. David Montgomery added some running for him, 17 carries for 91 yards. Almost 6 on average and a touchdown. So they apply some running, and that was the key, I believe. Them balancing out their offense with a good running attack. The Rams couldn't get that. Matthew Stafford, sometimes when you throw the ball all over the field, good things, bad things happen. But when you go one-dimensional, it's hard to beat NFL teams when you make yourself one-dimensional. Like I said, they mixed it up a little bit with Kyron Williams with 18 carries, 50 yards. They needed more of that. He only averaged, 2.8 running. So wasn't nothing you had to really respect. Just Cooper Kupp in the air. And eventually, when you pass that much, try to be high octane, sometimes the steam runs out. You know what I mean? Sometimes the steam runs out, man. And Detroit was able to pull it off. And kudos to Jared Goff playing his former team. Remember, these teams swap quarterbacks. Matthew Stafford used to be a Detroit Lion. Jared Goff used to be a Ram. They just flip-flop. So it's always a little extra on the sandwich when these two teams play. And Jared Goff got the better end of this deal. Think that sums it up for the scoreboard. Yeah. Just tune in for Monday night tonight. Jets and 49ers. That should be a doozy. And we want Aaron Rodgers just to complete that game healthy. You know what happened last season. Sad song, sad story what happened to him before he was able to even really take serious snaps in a game to make a difference, just to see what he had with his new team. But this one going to have all the trimmings, all the sauce all around it. And we want to see if Aaron Rodgers still can be great. You know, this is a good opponent now. This defense for the 49ers, they're going to give him some static. Can he get away from it? Can he diagnose plays real quickly like he always has and get rid of that ball before the pass rush gets there? So I'm going to be looking forward to watching that tonight to complete this week 1. All right? But my prediction is 49ers at home. It's tough, man, to go against the 49ers at home when they're about serious business. And like I said, the Jets with Aaron Rodgers, they're still trying to fill themselves out, trying to see how Aaron Rodgers actually going to be with his teammates. New team. Even though this is his second season with them, but he hasn't touched the field. So it's going to have to be a transition situation going on before it can actually just be sharp and is moving like a well-oiled machine. So that's why I got to go with the 49ers. You know who they are. They was in Super Bowl. That team been together, pretty much the same core guys for a while. So they're in their backyard too. Bang, bang, Niner gang. So that's just the way it is. So this G.S.Q.H. Goodymo Sports Quick Hits. This is Making It Monday. Hope everybody's well, getting this day over with. A lot of things coming up, man. A lot of things coming up. So we're going to check that out. Goodymo Gaming, Feel the Difference. Don't forget to go check out that on the Goodymo Gaming channel. Shorts as well. All the long form content shortens down, goes over there. Don't forget to follow on Twitter /X, whatever you want to call it, at Goodymo17. What else? That's probably it. GoodymoGoods.com as well. If you're looking for any kind of merch, you're looking for my branded items from the channel, go check that out. If you want to support in any way, that's how you do it. You don't have to send money unless you just want to send money. If not, hitting the like button, that shows support. Share it, commenting, all that stuff supports the channel. So any kind of way you can do that. Like I say, I'm here for it. You got the website, GoodymoGoods.com, the G.S.Q.H, Goodymo Sports Quick Hits. Y'all have a hell of a Monday, and we out of here. Peace until we do it again. I'm out.